I just moved that cable. What
Yes, you
the hell?
did.
What's going on?
Now I'm here.
Yeah, you're there. I hear things.
Okay.
Hey, so apparently Andrew figured out that that comes out. That just pulls right out.
But
Oh, it's
it makes
totally
me feel-
different. You like having
it makes me feel important.
the mic? Not the. That's the wrong thing. You can't hear anything without that one.
What? Oh no, 5, 4. Oh
okay, so
no.
we're gonna look like that.
Oh
Okay,
no. Oh no.
I just want to make sure you want. We don't actually have to start the minute it says
No, we do.
the countdown thing. Good Lord.
What
Hey,
do you, What do you
guys.
do with it then?
I just put it off. I put all of them somewhere, but I don't know. I was like, yeah, that kind of gets in my way, especially because I like to do the one.
Yeah, but I look
I'm a
so much
wonder.
less important now.
I disagree. Nothing's changed.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. I need to set a timer for my tea. This tea, what? I don't need to. I can see it on the screen.
I was just trying to see which.
Yeah, you're you. You're always Susan.
But this one, the main one, that's what I'm trying to do.
The intro one is this one.
Oh.
You can tell because of how the green is not very good.
Oh.
It's the Logitech.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I gotta take the sweater off. I'm oddly warm in this room for one time.
It's 'cause you're sick.
I'm not dying.
Why are you here?
Taking this off.
That's like one of my biggest pet peeves.
It's a sinus infection. You're not gonna get it.
You don't know that. I have such a bad immune system.
Okay.
Yeah, she could catch cancer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that somehow you've gotten cancer from my nose.
Yeah.
Not the first time I've said that. Possibly.
Excuse me?
What? Okay, I just need to set a timer for my tea. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Because this tea has like a very long steeping time. In addition to, it's a very large cup of tea.
Cup O tea.
So, because as you can tell, I'm not going to make it through this. What is... Stop. I'll aim this way. You look like a little pea person. I'm crushing your head. Okay. Ready? Aren't you ready? Can you see these things?
Yep.
I need to start taller. Okay. This. Oh, I hope I turned that off before I did the thing. Whatevs. We'll do it. Nope, I didn't. Go back. Now we'll start. Of course, now that I went back mid-graphic, it probably is going to have the frozen intro thing happen.
Sick.
Super cool. Stop. I'm fine. Good gracious. Where did you go? No, you should. There was totally a thing here. There's totally a camera here. How are you not here? I set this up. This could be an issue. Hang on. Okay, as long as you show up there, I'll just man this part. Okay. Let me take a quick look at one thing before the official thing happens. I don't understand. I totally set this up prior to the stream. You should be a person that exists. Okay. You're existing. Oh, that's great!
And
What's up? Oh, see, now the intro's not going.
we're good.
It's fine, but I'm gonna drag you over while I'm here. This stuff got moved. Just get rid of that. What's up, streamers and casters? I am Sam Proof. Welcome to Streamer's Corner, a live streaming stream about streams. I've been streaming since 2005, and now here I work at Mobcrush as the Creator Success Manager.
My name is Nicole Hawley. I'm staying as far away from Sam Proof as possible because he's sick and I don't want anything to do with him. I haven't been streaming till 2005, but I also work at Mobcrush here as a production and office assistant. Today I will be manning the chat and making sure that your questions get heard.
Sweet! Let's move on. Stuff. Where's my slides button?
Thanks
Oh,
for
right.
following Smelly Hum Bum Hole.
Nice. Today we will be checking in with the live chat room audience.
Drew
throughout the
McIntyre.
show. Nice.
What about Drew McIntyre?
It's a Drew McIntyre, and is it delicious?
It's
No?
if he's talking about Drew
I
McIntyre,
don't
it's
know
a
what
WWE wrestler.
Oh.
I don't know.
That's
That's a
our
really random thing
WWE
to
person.
say. But okay, sorry.
It's
We have
okay.
things to talk about today.
Yeah, we'll be checking in with the chat room throughout the show, and normally we would have more dedicated Q&A breaks, but it's pretty much going to be throughout the entirety of the show. So if it's like a 5-minute thing, just chill. We'll get to questions. But remember, you can watch us live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Mobcrush Mondays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do I look like a Drew McIntyre?
No.
Is that okay? Because I think they're confused. They're confusing me for The Undertaker. Or they're confusing The Undertaker for Drew McIntyre for me. Is that how that's going?
No. Just move on from this.
Drew McIntyre. Okay. Cool. This week in streaming news.
What?
What? Oh.
I was just trying to hype you up.
Okay, hype. Yeah, what's new at Mobcrush? We've been talking about this for a little bit, giving you some updates on the updates of Mobcrush, but the Mac app is definitely on the roadmap for success. We're looking at the beginning of spring,
Yeah.
basically. I think I
Yeah.
can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Possibly sooner. We will be attending VidCon, which is interesting because we're going to talk about conventions
What?
later on in this show. But first, I want to get into this because this is happening this Saturday. The Mobcrush League. We are doing our first ever desktop. What is happening?
Why is this person just naming wrestlers in the
Don't
chat?
know.
Where is Dolph Ziggler? Who are you?
It's Dirty Bum Hal. Clearly. Obviously. I don't know the answer to these questions. Or what a Ziggler is.
He's another wrestler.
I understand that. But yes, we'll be doing our first Player Unknown desktop tournament this Saturday.
Whoa.
What? We've previously only done PUBG Mobile. Now we're going to give the desktop users a chance to win that sweet, it's over here, $1,000. Things are mirrored. Except they're legit.
Hey, Sam.
Hi, what?
How much does it cost to enter?
Absolutely nothing.
What?
Nada, zilch, zero, sub-hype. There's multiple bum howls in
I
the-
know. I'm very confused about this.
Fantastic. Thank you for sub-hyping. Yeah, if you are a PUBG player, you have a computer,
Whoa.
follow the bit.ly link there. If you don't trust bit.ly links, you can go to blog.mobcrush.com and find the Battlefy link. But yeah, we'll be doing this on Saturday. It's a low entry right now. It's like only 34, 35 people have entered, which means chances of you taking home a good chunk of that $1,000.
Am I going to do the math? No.
Nope.
But it's a good chance.
Hey, Daniel, we're doing great. How are
Hi,
you doing?
Daniel.
We're just talking about our...
Wrong side, Sam. Wrong side.
I'm used to my setup. PUBG Mobile Tournament. Not mobile tournament. PUBG Desktop Tournament.
Desktop this time,
Saturday.
y'all.
So, get in on that. The prize pool, $1,000. First place is $500. Second place, $300. And third place, $200. And if you're like, hey, I want that sweet, sweet money, but
Hey, I want that sweet, sweet money, but
I don't play that game.
I don't play that game.
Then get on our Discord and tell us what games you want to see. Head into our suggestions area. But also look for a poll that Andrew is going to put out there on the, probably on Twitter and maybe in the blog. Yeah.
You look so sick right now. Like, you look sick.
Great. It's also emphasized by this color correction that has made my nose the same color as this shirt.
Yeah.
New mixer
Stickers!
Mixer stickers. These are the weirdest of the mixer stickers I think I've seen.
Is that the fire squirrel?
I mean, they call them animals. The
But
animals
I'm just
have
saying
arrived.
what Smelly what said.
I don't know. I think that. Oh, maybe it was. Let's bring up the actual mixer.
I'm
thing.
just curious to know.
That might be
Unless
fire
he was
squirrel.
just saying.
I don't think he actually.
Fire
I think
squirrel.
you're right. I think that is the and we missed it because we didn't have our mixer chat
Our
up.
mixer chat.
Oh, look at we got it
What's-
just in time for this laser cat
What?
on Mixer. Thanks, Pickles. Also, this monitor is clearly in the shot, reflecting and stuff. Yeah, you can pay for gifts. It's good. It's a gift, good time. Okay,
So is that for fire squirrel?
I believe that is the fire squirrel.
Great.
That was put
Cool.
over there, and we just missed it. But yeah, so they're the new Mixer stickers. Clearly, Pokemon's.
What's the
or
one
perhaps-
crying?
That's Squirtle. Or a Squirtle type.
No, but like, is it a turtle?
Here, I'm on Mixer right now. It is, yeah, I don't know. Let's see what it calls it.
Crying
Crying
turtle.
turtle. Not to be confused with our own crying dragon on Mobcrush.
Oh.
It's a thing we have. All right. So yeah, we always like to check in on what's new with the Mixer stickers.
Yep. Important content.
Very important content. All right, Twitch.
Twitch.
Bunch
What's
of
happening on
new-
with Twitch,
bunch of
Sam?
new announcements for Twitch. A lot of these things seem like they're being rolled out because I have not seen them on my own channel. But according to other people on Twitch, reports have come in that users are starting to see some new changes, which include skippable ads and a front page feed that features small communities.
Ooh.
Which
What defines small community?
that's a good question. I don't know what the margin is on that, but yeah, this kind of ties in, and I believe they actually tagged. There's a hashtag support small streamers. It has been a very polarizing hashtag on Twitter.
Really?
Yes.
Who's
So-
against small streamers?
So the sort of logic behind the animosity toward this tag is like it was well intended. You know, it started in a good place, and then it has just become the spam of hashtags. Like, it is meaningless. Everyone's using it.
Mhm.
They're like, if we go to Twitter right now and pull it up, it's going to be like 100,000 results or something.
Yeah.
There are entire Twitter accounts dedicated to restreaming these things, and it's just kind of meaningless. So it's
Mhm.
support small streamers. There it is.
But no one's saying screw small screen.
No, I don't think anyone's saying, get
Yeah.
out of my playground. It's, I mean, maybe there's a little bit of that kind of animosity.
Yeah.
But I think the overall consensus is that you're wasting your time doing that.
Mm.
Although Twitch doing this feels like they're giving it some kind of value almost,
Mhm.
depending on how they're bringing that data of how they're making those choices. I heard I think it was one of the True Gaming guys basically talking about how his view of this was that the biggest problem is, at what point do you stop using that hashtag? 100 followers? 500 followers?
Yeah.
It's like, when do you go, oh, I guess I don't get to use that hashtag anymore?
Yeah.
So people it's kind of a manifest destiny of, well, that's what I am, so you're never really going to grow, because
Right,
you're just going to stay in that land.
Right.
So I don't know, I think it's an interesting battleground, I guess,
Mhm.
of like, is that a good idea or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say. We should have used it and seen.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, the other thing is that now Twitch has skippable ads. For a very long time, Twitch has been so almost protective of their ads that it's like almost impossible to use like ad blockers on them and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So this step to then allow people who who aren't subscribers. Actually, I don't know if that's the limitation, but to be able to do sort of what YouTube's been doing for
I was gonna
years.
say, so it's a bit of a YouTube kind of
Yeah,
thing, where
it's interesting.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know how that affects, because I'm not sure if it's only on, non-affiliate, non-partner streams, or if it goes into those, if there's a setting. I don't really know a whole lot about what their use case is. But it's definitely an interesting turn of events for Twitch to enable this.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen it in action yet, but I've just heard the reports that it's there. So I don't know. It's like, as a creator, what is your standpoint on ads? How do you feel about like pre-roll ads on your streams or YouTube content?
I'm trying to think about how much I want to expose myself right now. I'll go through and watch a whole ad depending on the creator.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want them to get that money or not. I do
Sure.
have ad block on my browser. It's disabled a lot because of depending on who I'm watching on YouTube
Right.
and who I feel like actually is working hard for the money, like it matters.
Sure.
But I don't know, because it just makes me feel better.
Do you think you're inclined to watch the ad on a smaller content creator versus a larger one? Or
Yeah.
vice versa? Smaller?
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
I mean, for me, it's less about, hold on, let me get the,
Don't do that. That's a good idea, too.
it's less about, how many subscribers they have and more about what the content's like.
Okay.
So, if it's quality, then they deserve the money.
Sure.
But I do put ad block on for some people. If I'm doing like guilty YouTube runs where if I'm watching, I don't want to call out people,
Just
but
supercuts of crying in mascara? Is that what you're
no,
talking about?
no, like kind of like not great quality content on YouTube.
Okay.
Kind of like clickbaity,
Right.
where I'm like, I don't want them to give them more ad money. And I don't really care if they, then I'll put on some ad block.
Okay.
And, I'm very hesitant to always talk about it because I feel like, especially in our profession, that's like, ad block is kind of seen as the devil.
No, I mean, it's, yeah, of course. Like, especially if you're, working in a platform or someone who's on the creator side, it's like, yeah, that's the easy money.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the first thing that most creators are able to get is like, yay, I got affiliate, now I can turn on
Right,
ads
right,
and,
right.
Get money and get subscriptions. But I mean, I feel like society as a whole is so overburdened with ads on a day-to-day
Mhm.
basis. Like 20 years ago, it was not so horrible.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, I don't think they work. Like, I
Well,
can't
that's
think
why
of a
now they're
single-
moving to more like
Yeah.
sponsored.
Right,
So instead of just playing an ad, the actual stream is the ad.
right. Yeah, I think that kind of brand integration where it's part of the stream, aside from the fact that it's not something AdBlock can deal with or skippable or any of that
Exactly.
stuff, aside from the fact that it's just you have to be a part of that experience if you want to watch the stream,
Mm-hmm.
I think it is more valuable because it's, if an ad just comes on, I'm either going to skip it if I can or ignore it.
Right.
Like I have idle games that I play where it's like every day I gotta check in to hit my 5 buttons, play my 5 ads so they can
Mhm.
get those $5.
Right.
And I'm like, whatever, and I just put my phone down while the ad plays.
Mhm.
It's like, clearly that doesn't do anyone any good, except the app.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's the same experience for a Twitch viewer.
Mm-hmm.
The flip side to that being that, yeah, you can then subscribe to that channel, which is what, like $5 or something? And then that turns off the ads, provided that Twitch partner, and most of them should be doing that,
Yeah.
has enabled that concession.
Is that part of the new YouTube join feature?
Oh, probably. I have not really looked into that.
I've been looking at a
Yeah.
couple channels that I watch that are offering it. And it's mostly just like you get special stickers and
Right.
early access to things.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing anything about ads, but that would be interesting if that was included as one of the tiers of like membership.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure because you can just get YouTube Red or whatever
Right,
they're calling
right.
it now, but and I'm not sure how much Red goes for, but I feel like it's on a comparable scale at that point,
Yeah.
where it's like,
Yeah, but one, as if you're actually like a fan and not a casual YouTuber, one you feel like you're supporting a creator, and one is straight to
Right.
YouTube.
sure. No, I mean that's legitimate, but at the same time, it's like if I'm watching a Twitch channel, I can like them a lot, but at what point is $5 a month, worth it just not to have ads? And yes, you get the same thing on Twitch where you get like
Mhm.
special stickers or emojis, and some other, some channels go out of their way to give you other stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, how much of that channel do I need to be watching for that to actually be worth it? Because
Mhm.
I watch Netflix 4 hours a day, basically. And it's like, at that price point, that feels fine.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Twitch people. I don't feel like I watch any particular channel long enough that I can justify $5 a month,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But-
No,
and
I
that's me.
totally see that.
Well, I'm sure that's going to come right back in my face.
No, I mean, it's legitimate. I mean, I think I know some people who won't watch a show when it's live on TV or when it's streaming
Sure.
still on like one of the network's websites because they're going to have to sit through ads.
Yeah.
So they're going to wait like months and months till it comes out on like Netflix or iTunes or Amazon without any ads,
Yeah.
instead of sitting through like 2 ads. So I think some people are much more tolerant than other people, depending
Sure,
on how
I'm
much they
sure.
want to watch the
And
content.
Some people have more money. I'm sure there's a bunch of
That too,
variables that
yeah.
really play into this.
Yeah.
So I guess the more interesting question is then, as a content creator, what are you willing to give to your subscribers to make it worth their time?
Mhm.
Because if it's just, you don't have ads, you're going to get people like me who's like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
I can't pay for like HBO Go and AMC just because I want to watch Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. It's like one show that they make. I'm like, I'm just going to have to wait until it shows up somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely a hard use case. Like, I'm older, and so, my spending habits have been solidified according to all of the advertising
Right,
data and all that stuff. Whereas a younger audience is more willing to like try new things. And like, it is
Yeah,
what it
I
is. I
mean-
want what I want.
I think for me, again, a lot of the traction would be feeling like I'm directly supporting the person I want to support.
Sure.
A couple of them I've seen, and I'm talking YouTube because I'm much more into the YouTube world.
Yeah.
Have offered like every month you're entered in a giveaway.
Okay.
Where you get like a special message from the creator. I mean, these are big creators, so
Sure.
like that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, that sounds cool. Like a video
It's a
message?
little, yeah. So, and a lot of the perks remind me of perks that have been on Patreons and
That's
stuff.
kind of the next thing I was going to lead up to. It's like, although apparently I didn't even hear this announcement, but
I don't know if it's public.
apparently Patreon's having a lot of problems
Yeah.
and may or may not go away. So we'll see what happens in that world. Yeah, I don't have any data on that right now, but we'll probably talk about that next week, I'm sure. But beyond that hurdle, I think with something like a Patreon site, or there's others like that,
Mhm.
where you get a direct perk. you
Right.
know. I feel better about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I wonder if it'd be beneficial for there to be sort of those perk levels built into Twitch and YouTube and all these subscription things where it's like,
Yeah, I mean, they just started it. So,
Sure.
and I've only seen, I mean, I subscribe to, I would say, I mean, I can't even count anymore. I subscribe to a good amount of channels.
yeah,
And I would say I've only seen like 10% in the most recent videos say, hey, I'm doing this, by the way. Like, that's a
Right.
thing.
right.
But I'm sure, depending on how it goes, it'll either become a lot more of a thing. And hi, Lord Zed.
Finally, a true master has showed up. We've been waiting. Thank you, Lord Zed. All right. We talked about that way longer than I planned. And, all right, just to push this back into everyone, this is our current schedule. Wednesdays is this show. Thursdays is Nicole Plays. The title may change?
That's me.
Is that, are we leaning
I
in
don't
the
know,
title
but we'll
direction?
see.
And then Fridays, Mobcrush After Hours. So, Streamer's Corner is what we're doing right now. We talk about streaming and just all that kind of stuff. And whatever's new in streaming and ideas for streaming. We'll review different tech and stuff like that and software. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Thursdays, Nicole Plays. Nicole does some frustrating games and other weird games, and maybe soon some YouTube-based
Some
content,
IRL
some
stuff.
IRL stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll play around with it. Maybe you should alternate every week. Like
Yeah, I'm down
IRL
with doing
1 week
crazy
and
stuff.
then game stuff, or just do segments where it's like you start with an IRL and then go into the game, or
Yeah.
vice versa. I don't know.
I think I want to craft.
Okay. I have no
Anyway.
problem with that. I feel like that's great content. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can VOD that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a really good idea, actually. What kind of craft would you do?
I don't know, but I'd like to do something where, like, you know what I always think is, when I think of, like, a genius
I do,
show
but tell me
ideas.
anyway.
Genius show ideas.
Yeah, what?
I think one of the best ones is Hot Ones.
Was that where they eat the spicy stuff?
Yes.
The wings?
The interview, yeah.
It's always celebrities eating wings and
Yeah,
crying
yeah,
and
yeah. But,
Tay
like,
Diggs cries while eating hot wings.
yeah.
Okay.
And it, like, increasingly get hotter and hotter. So you're doing this one activity, but on top of it is some kind of discussion. And, like, topic that you're talking about. So, like, I'd like to be doing something where, like, I'm doing one activity, but the topic changes every time I go back. It's just the same activity. That's, like, ridiculous. You know, something, I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know. And then, like, that's a cool thing to have people on then, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Because that lends
'Cause you
itself
can make
to,
other people suffer.
yeah.
It's fantastic. That's the best way to make a show.
Yep.
How can I make other people suffer?
Yep.
So like peppers or wasabi? Get in
Oh,
on
it doesn't
that?
have to be spicy. I'm so
Alright.
sensitive to spice.
They can eat weird bugs covered in chocolate?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what we want. I gotta remember not to cross the stream.
Whoa, don't cross the stream.
Um,
All right, what else?
but you should do gamer-based crafts. I think.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna make a creeper out of marzipan. Something.
My favorite thing is when people do, and I've seen YouTubers do it, they take those, like, 5-minute crafts
Okay.
and, like, you know, the ones that, like, you see on Instagram all the time where it's literally like a 10-second video.
Sure.
And, like, actually try and do it because it's usually
Oh,
not.
like a nailed it style thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not necessarily baking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, it's,
Yeah.
you have DIYs that in theory look like they're going to work,
Sure.
but, like, you know, for the
I-
average person, they probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Failure is funny.
That's the way I look at life.
Yeah. Okay. And then on Fridays, Mobcrush After Hours, we invite the staff in to play games. I think we're just doing Super Smash again this week.
Maybe we'll
You
shake it up and
wanna
do some
shake it
Mario
up?
Kart or
Oh, Mario
some
Kart? Okay.
Jackbox. I don't know.
I'm not sure if we get the turnout yet for Jackbox, but I want to do Jackbox so much.
Turn out in chat or turn out.
Yeah. In chat mainly.
I mean,
feel-
we're only
sorry.
going to find out one way by doing it.
I guess. I mean, I guess we should just bite the bullet and do it. I was so excited about Turf Mail Jackbox games. And I slammed the mic in the...
Jackbox.
I almost said it again.
Okay.
All right. That's all for Streamers News.
Streamers News.
Boom. Blam. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, I'm way bigger than you.
Yeah, because I'm far away because I'm
I'll be-
scared.
Can't be over here because the angle. Whatever, man. See, you're not sick yet. Oh, that's creepy.
Don't, please stop. No, please, please. Sam. Thank you. What next?
All right, so our sort of topic of discussion, unless the chat room wants to throw anything out there, was that we were going to talk about conventions, and like whether or not they're worth going to, and like what a streamer can expect,
Right.
or how to utilize them, I suppose. Which I'm going to start this off with the announcement that you can find me and probably Nicole.
Whoa.
At this year's VidCon.
Yeah, I will definitely be there.
Definitely at VidCon. A lot of Mobcrush will be there. We're going to have our own thing going on there. A suite outside of the exhibit hall, not in that whole chaos mess.
Yeah.
Did you get to go to VidCon?
I actually didn't.
So you just saw the, like,
I just
suite.
I stayed in the suite. I was in there every day, every hour.
I'm going to make demands that we get passes. You don't care?
You know,
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure we'll get into this. And this is, you know, not streaming a con. And I have heard a lot of YouTubers turned streamers. I feel like my mic just went off.
It's probably because I hit my mic and it's got a weird sensitive cable. No, I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. It just sounded different in my headphones. I would love to attend if it was still like how it was when I went to, like how it was back in the good old days.
The good old days?
Yeah. I mean, right now, how I see, if I go to VidCon in terms of the actual floor and not like where we're setting up, I'm just going to be surrounded by a bunch of teenage girls screaming.
There's definitely that element to it, and I would do a lot to avoid that aspect.
Yeah. I would go to certain meet and greets and panels for specific creators.
Yeah.
If I knew, but like, honestly, it was just like, for me, it wasn't worth the trouble. I was just like, you know, I'm not a big crowds person. So,
Right.
I mean, it would, and a lot of people, two of my favorite streamers, Jenna and Julian, Jenna Marbles and Julian Solomita do PUBG, and they have their own podcast. On their podcast, they talked about how, I mean, Jenna doesn't go to VidCon or anything anymore, just because it's so big and, like, you know.
Yeah.
And they talked about the first time they went to TwitchCon.
Right.
And what
right.
that was like, and then what it was like then the next year.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how nice it was the first year, how it was kind of like, just like old VidCon, you know, which I feel like VidCon was like supposed to be like. And like, I don't fault VidCon for it becoming this way, because it's only like a natural progression with the popularity growth and everything.
Right.
But I don't know. I it's because YouTube, and now we could get, I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but YouTube served a different function for me.
Sure.
And still does growing up than it does for people who currently watch YouTube, younger people who attend conventions like VidCon.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, that's the majority, is like this weird sort of teeny bopper thing that's going on.
Yeah, well, because
But I think there is something to be gained from it for like a content creator, whether or not they're a streamer or not. I think it's probably less useful for a streamer, especially a game streamer. Although they could find suites like the Mobcrush one, which would actually be very useful to them. So there's a good amount of research that you need to do. Like, I would not tell anyone who's like, I want to make it on Twitch. I wouldn't be like, go to VidCon, because that's not going to help you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like it used to be a place where, because YouTubers weren't seen as YouTubers and streaming wasn't a big thing.
Yeah.
But online people weren't seen as stars and celebrities. So VidCon, playlist, all these things were, and what I feel like TwitchCon first started as more of creators to see other creators. That was a big thing. And their fans to meet them, not as fans, but as like friends kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like meeting your pen pal kind of thing.
Right. So as someone who went to the first 5 VidCons, I can tell you the difference between the 1 and 2 and like 4 and 5 was like dramatic.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, I've seen it from playlists because I'm from Florida.
Yeah.
So, and then I lived in Orlando for a lot, like 4 years.
Yeah. But the whole thing kind of spun out of like just meetups. People were just like scheduling these meetups. We did it for like, 2007, 2008, and it was just like 20, 30 people getting together and being like, let's hang out. Then it started to be like, let's fly to other states and do this. And then, the brothers got together and were like, could we organize this on a mass scale?
Right.
And yes. And it went crazy.
Yeah.
And it definitely lost that initial value of creator to creator contact.
Yeah, because it would make so many new. That's how you like would plan your collabs. Like you would meet people at conventions, and then you would collab with them in a video.
And I think that's a great point, because I think when you're looking at what conventions you want to go to, and start planning now, because convention season is happening. Like, it starts in spring and it goes till fall, and there's something every other week if you look for it. And just to put it out there before we keep going, because like we kind of sidetracked. So we will be at VidCon. I'm going to be at ClamorCon in mid-May. And at some point I'm also going to, not part of Mobcrush, but a friend of mine got me into WonderCon. So I'll be going to that, which is like mini Comic-Con, basically. I've never been.
I've been to Comic-Con.
I've been to Comic-Con, which, again, was something that started as a very industry-specific thing and turned into a fan thing, and then kind of pivoted again into, like, this mass market thing.
So here's the other part of conventions that, might have been part of VidCon. I honestly, when we were at VidCon last year, I was so engrossed in what we did. I didn't even look at, like, the schedule from the actual convention.
Sure.
I didn't even look at any of that. But I remember what I was surprised when I went to San Diego Comic-Con in 2014.
Oh, yeah.
What I was surprised about.
I might have been at that one.
You went that year, too?
I think I was there, too.
That was like a big thing. I cosplayed with my friend like every day we went.
What was your cosplay?
One day when I first got there.
Oh, you did a different one every day.
Every day, depending on what panels
that's
we were
how you
going
do
to.
it.
Yeah, we did Doctor Who one day. We did Hannibal, the show, the next day because we went to the
Okay.
show. And then we did Sherlock. And then we did Thor and Loki.
Oh, nice.
On the final day.
Wait, were you Thor or Loki?
I was Thor.
Look at the hair.
No, I mean that. Yeah, I didn't want to cast judgments. Gibson.
But what Comic-Con, when I was looking through the program and everything, by the way, I like camped out for Comic-Con, like on the panel to see Benedict Cumberbatch. I camped out
yeah,
in
sure.
the line for what do they call that? Ballroom E.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the huge one that all the studios make their announcements and show trailers.
Yeah.
Anyway, what surprised me about Comic-Con was that the panels weren't all ballroomy studios stars.
Sure. No, there's a good amount.
There are some panels that were like how to start a cosplay
Sure.
page
Yeah.
blog, how to begin like animating, just simple like how to, where it's less of for fans to see celebrities, but more
Right.
as for like aspiring people in the industry to go learn.
Yeah.
Which I think is really fascinating, which is more
Totally.
of a reason why I would ever go to a convention if I was like really looking to improve upon streaming, vlogging, any of that. If I could go to a convention and take like almost like lecture hall classes,
Right.
that I think would be worth it.
Yeah, I think the sort of two topics you brought up so far are the most beneficial things. Like, if you can find those panels that are educational, and there are some conventions where it's like that is the point. Like,
Yeah.
if you go to Vid Summit, that it is the point. It is a creator convention. You go there to learn, to network with other creators. Digital Hollywood, if you go to one of those, I think they do them 2 times a year at this point. It's like a smaller convention, but they do them a lot, and they have a lot of, very informational panels and stuff like that. And like, I think that's the thing to look for. Going into it with a knowledge of who else is going and being able to collab. If you listen to people like Tim Schmoyer, who is a YouTube creator that does a podcast about content creation, who also, I believe, is one of the, I think Vid Summit's his thing. I think he started that. I could be wrong. He may have done a different one. But his, what was I leading to?
I don't know.
His whole MO is to go into a convention, line up back to back to back to back to back interviews, and he's got content for a year. And I think that's, as a YouTube style creator, that's the way to do that.
That's smart. I mean, when I started making YouTube videos, which I did in college, where I was really taking it seriously, I, for a long time, was really, when I was actually living in Orlando, I didn't go to Playlist. I just viewed it from the outside. But,
I went once.
the main reason why I was going to go wasn't to meet my favorite creators, because I'm kind of over the waiting in line for 10 hours. I'm over it now.
There's nobody you could get me to wait in line for.
I'm kind of over it by now. But the reason why I would go was to meet other creators that are my size.
Sure. That's a great way to do it.
And then to learn from other panels. That were the main reasons why I would go to Playlist. But a lot of it was to connect with other people in the area, too. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't know, in LA, you kind of have a good percentage that everyone's kind of near you, you know?
Yeah.
What I didn't know was, one time, my friend, who was also a YouTuber in Orlando, there is a Facebook page that was like, YouTubers in Orlando. Huh. And it was just a page full of people who were like, let's collab, let's do this.
Yeah, that's really good.
I think that's something that could spawn from one of the conventions.
Yeah, I think the art of collaboration is one of the most useful tools that a streamer can use or a content creator can use. And it is also the laziest ask anybody puts out there. Like, people do not... Like, back in 2007, we were collaborating on YouTube with each other ad nauseum, left and right, and it was always like, I have this idea, this is what I want to do, do you want in on it? Yes. Now it's, I'm going to stream Fortnite, do you want to collaborate? That's it, that's the whole thing. That's not a collaboration. That is, do you want to game with me?
Yeah.
Like, build something unique.
It would be something, like, special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, and a lot of times people just put out there like, I want to collab. Does anybody have ideas? You need to be the one.
Yeah.
You need to have the ideas.
Yeah. If you go to a convention hoping to promote yourself or learn and connect, you gotta know how to be able to present yourself. And maybe that's something that we can talk about, maybe not this week, but in a week to come.
Yeah, that's a great
about
idea.
how do you kind of like
Yeah.
make yourself sound important as a small creator when meeting people that could potentially help you.
Well, so along those lines, one of the things I was going to bring up is another way to sort of maximize your usage of a convention is exactly what you were talking about with like these little panels.
Mm-hmm.
They have to create those little panels. Nobody at the convention is going, should we do a panel on women in cosplay and how to, create a non-toxic community?
Yeah.
They're not coming up with that. Nobody at Comic-Con is coming up with that idea. Somebody has approached them with that idea. There's a whole channel of like how to get into that. And they're like, I'd like to present this panel. And then they're like, can you find 5 people to talk on this? And then it'll happen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I'm not going to tell you that Comic-Con is 100% going to give you a panel.
Yeah.
But it's available.
Yeah.
Like I emceed a panel. I didn't put it together. A close friend of mine put it together. But they were able to do it, and this was 7 years ago or something like that. But yes, little content creators can create panels that a Comic-Con or a VidCon will give you space for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So like, figure that out and, find your topic. If you can proactively find people who would commit to that, do that. And then you just pitch it to them. They usually have a form or an email. But that's totally an available option that I think nobody really thinks of.
Yeah.
Like, unless they've done it before, nobody thinks, hey, maybe I should run a panel.
Yeah.
You certainly should.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a great way definitely to meet and get what you're trying to do brand-wise out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those 3 ideas are, like, really strong ones to go with. Then it becomes about researching the cons that you want to go to. Obviously, these things cost a lot of money.
Right.
And there's travel, and there's food.
That's what
and
I was
con
gonna
food's
say.
expensive.
Like, I mean, I think our overarching question this week is: are cons worth it?
Sure.
I think. Yeah. They can be, but
If you're smart about it.
You have to make it worth
Definitely.
it. You can't just go and be like hoping people are going to come up to you by themselves. You have to be so proactive.
Yeah.
And make it worth it, because
and the other thing is, if you approach it with meeting up with people and doing collabs, or you approach it with creating a panel, in most cases they will give you a ticket because you've created a panel, so it's free. But if you approach it with just the collab aspect of it, you don't even have to get the con ticket. You just meet up outside the con.
I was about to say that too.
Everyone's going to be there and save that $200 or whatever it is for that particular, con. Like if there's a local con in your area, 100% go hang out in the hall.
Yeah.
In
a non-creepy way.
Yeah, in a non-creepy way.
But yeah, totally.
Unless that's the particular con that it is.
Yeah, a creepy con.
Creepy con. Does that exist?
That's gotta be like some kind of horror con. Like,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I go to horror con.
There really is so many local conventions.
Yeah.
I guarantee you there's one in your area. I guarantee you.
There's just
There's so
ad
many.
nauseum. If you have a convention center, if you have a large hotel like a Hilton or something in that vein that has like meeting halls, I guarantee you
There's
they have
some kind
weekly conventions of some kind.
Yeah.
It may be the plumbers union convention, but there is something happening every week at these things. Like if you look at like the Anaheim one, yeah, it's like Bridal Gowns Weekly, the convention, and like crazy stuff like that. But if it falls into your niche, then find it, you know? Or even if it doesn't, you see if you can find something catty corner to what you're doing.
I love small conventions. I think
The small conventions, are cheap and are small enough that you can talk to everyone.
And
well, not
usually
everyone.
they have at least one big name there.
Sure.
The one that I really liked was there was a Doctor Who convention going on in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
they
so
do
it
one
wasn't
out here
like
too.
it wasn't a big one. It was just at like small hotel, you
Yeah.
know, and I think it was like $10 a ticket.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it
Totally
was
worth
so. Everyone was really just like hanging out, and they had a panel with a few cast members
Sure.
there. That was cool to see. And you gotta talk to them afterwards because it was so small. Like, you really just gotta research, but like, you know.
Yeah,
if
you
can't-
can-
If you don't have the money to go to VidCon, I guarantee you there are other ways to get involved in local content creation.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's almost beneficial to start small
mm-hmm.
and learn what you can learn from that kind of convention, from like a plumbers union weekly, you know, whatever it is. Not that. Obviously, you want something more in the realm. Like when I did the Pizza Games and Zombies podcast, there's a quarterly convention that is a board gaming convention.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was like $15 a ticket or something, but they actually invited us in. And it was like, it was so beneficial to like go there, see the whole structure of it, and be like, how could I use this, you know, to grow my audience and stuff like that? Like, what can we do next time that's better? Like, we ran a really cool tournament.
Yeah. It's a great glimpse of what's to come and what's about to be popular.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you like are running out of ideas, you
Yeah.
can get a million ideas at cons.
Yeah, because flying across the country to go and spend $1,000 to go to a TwitchCon or a VidCon is like a one-time shot at a
Yeah.
3-day window to do, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas you can stay local and maybe go monthly to something. I find that almost invaluable in comparison. Like, I mean, I'm going to go to VidCon because Mobcrush is going to send me. Hopefully they'll let me go inside.
We got people passes. You can go back.
Okay. Like, I'm less interested in all the panels and the exhibition halls these days, especially at VidCon, because I feel like I listen to enough podcasts. I keep up to date with enough of the practices that I don't think anyone's gonna like blow my mind out of the water with something.
Right.
Like, I went to Digital Hollywood, and I think I was there 2 days, and I came out of there with one thought that was new to me, that I was like, that's valuable.
Yeah.
That is an important learning lesson that was like amazing. And again, Digital Hollywood, much smaller convention than your VidCon. And I don't think I've learned anything in the past like 5 VidCons.
It's just so crazy. It's hard to.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
Yeah. So yeah, really you got to go in there knowing what you don't know
Yeah.
and what you want to learn, and see how you can focus that for you. I think going in there with a plan to collaborate, it's hard with streamers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other thing. And that's what I'm really looking to you for, because I'm so much more into the
Yeah.
creator YouTube world.
But I think that is a
I
world
really
that
don't know. I mean,
it's the kind of catch-22 of like, you actually as a creator, as a streamer, need a creator plan. You shouldn't be focused on, I gotta stream 40 hours a week or I'm not doing it right. There needs to be an amount of, I gotta stream, but also I gotta put out other content that's easily digestible. So to do a Tim Schmoyer move and interview 40 other gamers isn't a terrible idea, because then
Yeah.
you can put out that, bi-weekly gamer interview on your YouTube channel and start building out that other platform to sort of cross-pollinate. I think that's a good move to do. And obviously it's different for every content creator, every streamer. They're going to have different things they do. If you're only a Fortnite person, then, is it beneficial for you to interview a PUBG mobile player? I don't know the answer to that necessarily, but you can find that thing. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, saying all that, we need to make our VidCon plan. We should be planning interviews.
For VidCon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Oh,
Can't
my
just
goodness.
Can't just interview all those puppies.
VidCon took 10 years off of me.
It's a lot. How long? So we have a whole event thing going on, and we did it last year. I wasn't with the company at that time, but I went down to it. How long in advance did you plan that?
When I got to the company, they already knew basically what they were going to do.
Okay.
And
Kind of like now, they know what they think they're doing.
yeah. So
But
I
there's- yeah.
started here at the beginning of May.
Okay. Okay, so that's pretty quick amount of time to
Yeah.
organize that event.
Yeah. So I mean I didn't, our
Yeah, it was not a solo
yeah.
effort.
I was more the actual so like if you compare it to like film, instead of like development, I wasn't part of development, I was part of production.
Sure.
Yeah. So I helped like make sure the sign was there and contact lighting people and stuff like that.
Right.
But in terms of like planning out spatial stuff, I wasn't there for that. But
Okay.
I think they planned ahead this early too.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's insane.
All right.
Ew.
Sorry. I was trying to hold that in as long as possible. I'm going to end this stream because I'm about to have a coughing fit,
Okay.
which is super awesome, and Nicole's going to run away.
Yes. Your face is so red. Oh my goodness.
We'll be back, or Nicole will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Yes.
This show will be back next
Pacific
week at 3
Standard
p.m.
Time.
Pacific Standard Time.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the other time.
All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.